Good afternoon and welcome. It's time for more Anbana. Fortunately, I've not been able to fix the connection issue since yesterday, so I'm still using the Fugi, but I'm working on it. Hopefully, they'll be sorted in a couple of days. Seems to be a slight Wi-Fi issue. Internet through the Ethernet cable is still working just fine. Might be an issue with the phone, I don't know. Tried restarting, soft resetting it, but no luck yet. It did have good tracking again for a little while in between, but then when I was testing it earlier, it was back to being very jittery. For now though, we return to the gnomish hierarchy. Last time, got a colony over here that's in the works. We've got a spy network being built over here. I want to go in on these guys. My missions focus kind of on colonizing around this area. I think first I need to get that island there, right? First I need to sort some stuff over here. And then, where is it? Yeah, in this area. Okay, just needs me to find them. Well, all these missions give you the colony region, colony delay. There we go. All these missions do give you extra like settlers and settler chance. And an explorer, which is kind of redundant at that point, when you've already found the place. But still, worth doing. Need to dev that at some point. For now, I think what I was doing is saving up enough money to, first of all, bring our army up to force limit. We've got a building going on over here, right? Yep, for the mission. Then I could do with activating some more of these. Shock damage received is very nice. Admin efficiency is very nice. Just don't really have the money at the moment. We want to harmonize the Cobalt Dragon Cult at some point. It's not a huge amount of provinces, but I'd like to harmonize everything I can possibly get my hands on. We do have some claims here and here, but we are in no position to be fighting Garwood or Reveria since they're allied with both Laurent and Wex. It's simply not happening. I am allied with Laurent. I'd like to ally Wex if the opportunity arises. Not sure if I even can join the Empire. Not a Canorian nation. Capital can be connected. Simply too large. Yeah, unfortunate. We'll probably need to dismantle the Empire at some point. I completely didn't look at this last time. I do have the factions from the Artificers. Which mostly just matter because they control how often you can research new artifice. But they also give yearly army tradition. Okay, that's not great, but whatever. Technology cost is very good. Possible policies. Technomancers give production efficiency debuff in return for prestige and improved relations. If I go really hard on conquest, then 33% improved relations could be worth having. And mechanists hurt manpower recovery speed and give you goods produced and artillery levels available versus fort. That's pretty decent. But I'm fairly happy to have the Brillites in charge at the moment. Peace, prestige, innovative. Mercantilism. Oh, and this up here, we don't want to expand in that direction because We didn't before because they were in like a trade, whatever it's called. What is it called? The name completely escapes me at the moment. Trade League? Trade League, there we go. That was it. If they're not being defended anymore because Yannick's attacked them, then that might be an opportunity for us. We've got a tiny bit of inflation, but not much. I don't expect it to tick up. I'm not going to be converting, so I guess give me the production efficiency guy. With us making a pretty decent amount of money, there is also the option of taking the settler off of here, now that we've actually got a few people at least arriving. But 10 a year, that this place will take decades to finish. Those expansion ideas swooping in to completely remove that obstacle. Okay. Where do I want to grab? This place... Are we at minus 10 spy network? Or is that glitched out and is showing us our relations with them? Anyway, yeah, so this... I picked this because it's just funny, this one province surrounded by wasteland. Trade-wise, we're not so interested in this, we are very interested in all of this. If I'm going to be declaring war on them and taking land over here, then I might as well grab the province here. This does have natives, which means I'd need an army stationed over there. None of these places have natives. The mainland over here does. Let's stick to the places that we can take uncontested for the time being. So I'll grab here. Yeah, we definitely need to build our army back up to force limit, because we're going to have to split our attention between the mainland and the New World. Tax modifier, how much of our income is tax? A good chunk of it. 50%, but only for a year. 1479 to 1480, yeah, just give me the money now. And repay the more expensive loans. Alright, loans first. Then buildings, then army. For the time being, we are protected by Laurent, and Laurent is... I wouldn't call them stable with all that liberty desire, but good enough. Close enough to stable. You guys over here don't really have the troops to hold me off even without a full-sized army. But we can at least get a couple more guys. Enough to be a little more confident engaging against them. We also have open relations slots. And once our army grows in size, there should hopefully be some more people. Are you attacking them? Okay, that's fine. There should hopefully be some more people willing to ally with us. Some more that are actually worth allying with. The Knight of Fire is nigh. A powerful Cadesti Diviner. Oh, this event. Yeah. You therefore transfer from the Uncoming Fire to one of your other provinces. The occupants... Sure. Take care of that. There's still only 3 people interested in a potential alliance. We can fabricate a claim. Let's take the most expensive province. Also need to send a guy back over here. Okay. Get you guys over there. Am I still making money if I raise army maintenance? Yes, excellent. I knew I should be, but worth looking anyway. Sometimes you can get caught off guard by just how quickly the cost of things changes. Yep. Okay. Tottenham likes us again. I can only hope that this event leads to them becoming our vassal or something along those lines. Alright, declare, take Salvador. I think what's happening is that these guys just don't have these ships to contend with them yet. 23 ships against 26. And quite possibly these guys have better ships. I could vassalize them. They are defender, right? Yeah, attacker. Or Bjarnik is attacker, which means Salvador is defender. Which means if I vassalize them, I will get dragged into this war as defender and can then take land off of Bjarnik. I'm a Miltech ahead of them. They've taken exploration ideas, which means I would be removing a competitor. Tottenham refuses. Come on. Out of Duran. Then Ruben Tottenham. 13k. Subjugate Caspellion. Alright, well, let's just hope no one attacks them before our truce runs out. We can absolutely win that fight, no problem. You guys please sort off my coast. Okay. I don't really want to take their ships down because I think their ships are protecting them from these guys, but I also won't have them cause trouble for me. I don't know what you were thinking there. Please just stay right where you are. That would be the ideal outcome. This is only a... I was about to say this is only a capital fort and we can move off it, but doesn't even matter anymore. Alright, this is all going very smoothly. The only question that remains really is, do I vassalize them and go in defensively against Bjarnik, or do I just attack them directly? Redgarden and Irvikston kind of have the troops to match me, but also with this and them already failing to hold the straight against these guys. How much AE am I looking at if I do this? Old Market, I can't be having a coalition with Garnet against me, that's not an option. Cold Market, Bayvik and Frostwall. Cold Market, Bayvik, Frostwall. Howard in a coalition against me. That's really, really dangerous. It's not like any of these guys are already a bit upset and it will take down. It's just going to take them straight over the limit. 364 to 4, all of that. 8, 24, 11, 9, 11. Difficult. I do have a bit more money now, and I do have manpower. And artificer infantry. Become durability plus 15%. Shock damage received minus 20. half a droll gain modifier and plus 0.35 infantry fire. Maintenance 0.2 a month, so they're not any more expensive. We can only have up to 15 of them. Granting special privileges to the Artificer's estate, we gain access to their war artificers. War artificers have higher fire damage but reduced droll gain. They may gain additional modifiers from artificer inventions. Oof, they also cost 50 ducats per one. Oh no, I hadn't seen that before. No, we're just gonna get regular dudes, thank you. At least for now. Later on, certainly, I want to invest in artificers, but right now that is a little outside of our budget. This province has so little force limit that we're still losing guys after taking it. No, it's got plenty of supply limit. Why was I losing guys? Harsh winter modifier, maybe? Normal winter. We're making tobacco somewhere, good. I think I'll risk it. I am a little worried about having Goward angry at me, but it shouldn't take long at all to get these guys out of the coalition. And I'm not going to be taking much more land elsewhere. Like, I'm not fighting Riveria, I'm not attacking Goward, I'm not terribly interested in fighting across the coast here. Might expand northwards, but even then that will be for later. So for now we've got not quite enough admin to corridor immediately, but that shouldn't present an issue. Okay, gather you guys up. You can go back to protecting trade, and we'll probably have to fight those guys in a second. Core what we can. And have you suppress rebels over here. Good, good, good. Now it enters the coalition immediately, wasting no time to look threatening. Fabricate a claim here. Good. Good. They're not allied to anyone either. Some of this is tribal land. Oh, you can just about see the border of another nation over here. Just about. As soon as this colony finishes, which is very soon, we should have the colonial range to go explore all of these areas and find out how the situation looks over there. So much cost to core this stuff. You really need to generate a huge amount of monarch points in a mod like Amana because there is just so much dev that you need to core. Look at all this. 32 dev provinces just kind of scattered around the place. And no, don't even start thinking about the Dwarven Holds. I mean, those are ridiculous by default. Here, another 36 dev province. The Ket are definitely on my list of people to play at some point. I've not really played with the Empire of China mechanics in vanilla, like at all. I know generally speaking how they work, but I've never actually had to try balancing all that, you know, keeping the mandate high. Goes down from devastation, from loans, from not having certain provinces. Super easy to death spiral. Commercial sky guidance, so we've got a new invention. The mechanists gain influence. Not enough to put them in charge though. And The lights continue to tick up. Anyway, next invention. What else do we have? Living mirrors gives national unrest and max promoted cultures. That's pretty good. Or yearly prestige and republic tradition. We're getting 1.07. That's plenty. National unrest. We've also got a bit of money now, so let's have a look at our existing inventions. Centipedal chests with envoy travel time and shock damage received. 2% army professionalism. We are passively getting that, right? Picking up. Yeah, hierarchy traditions gives us plus 0.3 per year, which is not a lot, to be fair. 78 crowns for 2%. And a half costs tier 2 morale guy. That's actually pretty good. Regular tier 2 at the moment is 4, and we can get one for 2. Wrong religion and culture, but yeah. We'll at least keep it until some event forces us to get rid of him. In the meantime, where was I? Artifice inventions. So envoy travel time and shock damage received is good. Definitely consider getting that. Build up some money fairly quickly. Making 4 a month, that's not going to be enough. I guess I'll just take the loan, whatever. Natural scientist. Dies or we lose the stability. Come on, can I have 2 seconds without an event? Please. Lose army tradition, navy tradition, admin power. And global trade power. Or we lose loyalty. Well, I kind of want to seize land. But not that badly. Parchment gives admin efficiency. This is the one I wanted. Activate that. But we do have more capacity, so trade efficiency, production efficiency, national tax modifier. This makes artificer regiments have 20% more fire damage. Shock damage received by 10%. Morale of navies, we don't really need that. Tier 2, Tier 3, cultural. Conversation calibrator. Improve relations plus 10%, AE impact minus 10%. Very, very useful. Yeah, use the last of our capacity on that. Alright, this is now finished. Our range hasn't really increased as much as I was hoping. We'll take this next. See if our ships can get any further out. Explore the ruins. Make states, I very much don't want to. I assume this is going to be a colonial nation. Battle there, I think. This will be one. Now, this is a little small to be a whole nation, so in vanilla I would go and look up on the wiki the colonial nations map. But to the best of my knowledge, no such thing exists for Anvana. But I shouldn't assume, actually. Let me have a quick look. Anvana colonial nation. Anvana colonial regions? Maybe? This looks like it might be. Might be it. Not sure. Hang on. Okay, this one has some pictures attached. It's a Reddit post of unique colonial nation in names in game. And by the looks of it, it is split up more or less like the regions are. I'm pretty sure in vanilla it doesn't quite match up to the regions. It doesn't quite match up to the trade zones either, annoyingly enough. But this over here, what I'm seeing looks close. Yeah, Black Rose is 1, Troll Space 1. Okay, so this might be a colonial nation, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Too small to give you a merchant. This is why I always like to come in later to the colonial game and let someone else handle the initial colonization, because then I can just come in, conquer their colonies, and the land will automatically be granted to the correct colony that once I've got enough provinces. I know it's technically more efficient to take other people's colonies and then split things up so that you can have multiple colonial nations in each region, because that gives you more benefits if you can get them all to size 10. But that's so much work. There's so much work. Sometimes you gotta make things easier for yourself instead of making them more efficient or effective. Alright, I need to take a province up here for this agenda. I have until 96. At the speed that we're going, that shouldn't be an issue at all. Once this one's done, I'll send him up here. Trade this province would be better. Etchings of the Deep. And there's Ice Sleepers, Degenerate Elf. Never seen them before. Ruinborn. I will need some troops to send up there. I have split these stacks for that exact purpose. 11,000 natives. I don't know how that relates to how big of a stack they will spawn. I'm just going to send these guys over here now so I don't forget about it later. We're making good progress on coring this. This is just that one colony that's finished. There are 2 provinces in this region. Forlorn Isle. This one. Okay. And the Danden Renfurfod. I love the naming sometimes in this mod. You look at some places and they're just impronounceable names. I mean, no different than real life. Every now and then I'll play a game, you know, as Poland or something, and I won't even attempt to pronounce any of those province names. I think it would be rude to try at that point. Okay, we've got a few people around here. Fairly large nation as well. 16k troops on Miltech 5. What? Admin and Diplotech 2, but Miltech 5. What are you people doing over here? Huh? Maybe since I already have the troops present, I should just go in on these guys sooner than later. 3, 4, and 2. Do not understand your priorities, my friend. Yeah, you know what? You come over here, actually. And we'll get right to work on conquering these guys. Vinal is spreading all over here. Your only ally is Ika. How small are you at the moment? 98%. This would be my one chance to go in and vassalize them, so that I can have a vassal who's colonizing for me. Fabricate claim. I can't fabricate here, but I can fabricate on their stuff in the New World, I'm pretty sure. Miltech, yes, we are looking at getting into a fight, so give me that. And give me more trade range, trade efficiency, naval maintenance. Does that also give me more colonial range? No. Not trade range. There's some other modifier that affects colonial range, I'm pretty sure. It's so hard to keep track of which random modifier where contributes to what other random modifier in EU4. Because they're all interconnected, and oftentimes in ways that you don't necessarily expect. Okay, do I just ignore you for a moment then and focus on these guys? Because Vienna is definitely the more important out of the two, by far. Because we've caught that land, am I still at... No, I'm no longer at force limit. 18 stack over there, 14 stack over here. Let's bring you guys up to 16. Take another idea, get us a merchant and get us 5% production efficiency, 10% idea cost. Excellent. You can... We're diverting from there. Let's also transfer from up here. And let's have a look. Yeah, all of these provinces can go into a trade company. Cool. I might want to provoke a revolt just so that these guys aren't looming in the background while I'm going to war. Grab the general back over here real quick. I also at some point want to look at whether I can start harmonizing. We're getting plus 1.68 per year. Base 2.5 from ahead of time in text 0.1, from stability 0.5, from religious unity 0.7. Harmonization speed plus 50%. How long do you expect to take to harmonize the Dragon Court? It doesn't tell me. And no way to check? I could have sworn I saw an indicator for that somewhere before. Unity and Toils of a True Faith when we succeed, and movement speed when we succeed. But nowhere does it say how fast it will go. Oh, there we go. 1509, so that is 23 years. We lose 3 harmony per year for 23 years, makes us 69 harmony. So whatever happens, we definitely finish this in time. Go for it. Excellent news. Still can't seize land, that'll be a little while. Now how do I best want to handle this war? 10k soldiers is not really an issue. 18 ships. You've also got 10k and 14 ships. 757, 657 as opposed to my 758. It won't hurt to have a couple more vessels for it, because my fleet is mostly light ships, isn't it, for trade? Yeah. So let's get galleys for these areas. Yeah, it's all coastline we expect to be fighting in, so galleys. Which are thankfully also much, much cheaper. We're only making 3.5 ducats, so I guess I shouldn't push my luck in terms of how many of them I try to get. Maybe just one more to bring us up to an even number, but that will do. Convert provinces. No, we're not doing that. Okay. And now we're suddenly making 7 ducats. Oh, because we're not paying for the colonist anymore. I need to send him up here, really, but they're gonna rise up, aren't they? I mean, they might not. 8% chance per month. It's not great odds, but it's worth trying, perhaps, I think. This is closer to my targets. Let's shift them over there, ready to attack into here. You're still small enough. You haven't finished any colonies. Fabricate a claim on Ibstfamar? Yes. Give me that. Let's not have rebels rise up in the background while I'm trying to take care of a war. Good. You've been moved over, so please shift these guys as well. No need to keep building a spy network. You keep exploring. How are the guys in the coalition against us doing? Stability or govern reform progress? You've got minus 66, minus 58, minus 58. Too early to persuade any of you to leave. Oh no, maybe you. You can be persuaded. How much improved relations have I got for you? 91, damn. Another 9 puts you at 48, which is just slightly too little. But we are about to hit a new year anyway. At which point, you should be willing to bugger off. Thank you, TetraVT, for following. I hope you're enjoying my stream. Okay, just slightly over 50. At which point, with 50 opinion of us and less than 50 AE malice, you should leave the coalition. Hopefully. There we go. One less person, and there goes the whole thing. Alright, gather up the fleets. Lunar is 105% now. Damn, okay. That's a problem. Do their colonies count towards their total size, is the question. Not entirely sure. They've got pretty high amounts of dev over here. They can burn down colonies and just not care about them. The coalitions are immense. I just declare war on the world and win it in evil. I mean, hey, if you can manage to beat the coalitions, then someone like the JAD or the Command or the Center Formable, AE is just a number. So is overextension. They're just numbers. You don't have to pay attention to them if you don't want to. But I'm not quite on that level. Spell in the box, Prestige Decay, Arcane Battery Capital Complex, which gives our capital minus 25% dev cost. Pretty neat. Alright, let's get you guys over here, because every little bit helps. Actually, no, we want to prioritize the attack over here into there first. How's force limit looking? We can get a couple more guys over here. Alright. Theoretically speaking, I win this war. In practice, we're just gonna have to see how it goes. Join you together. 1 more month takes so these ships can repair. Ah. Well, it was a gamble anyway. Alright, Vinal, allied with Echo. Laurent is willing to join me if I promise them land. I'm absolutely not giving you anything, my friend. Yeah, not a chance. Alright, let's find out. Was this a poor gamble or a brilliant strategic move? Even though they're mostly light ships, this fleet should be way too big for Vaynor to have any realistic chance of challenging it. Nor should they have any chance of matching up against the sheer amount of troops I have. Especially when they have to split their attention between my mainland, their island, and the New World. The AI is just not very good at that. Uprising happening over here. You're only slightly upset, so please bugger off. Gain influence, I lose crowns, I get prestige. No. You can go ahead and be upset with me. Okay, you are here making what I would consider a mistake. And we've taken our war goal. Just real quickly reset that, because I found that sometimes when you have a fleet ship troops across to a province you've just taken, they will still march off of the ships onto the province instead of just docking at the province and immediately unloading the troops. And that's very, very annoying. They've gone over there. I'm pretty sure Garwood is not going to give me military access, no. We'll just have to ignore them while we get this side of the conflict sorted. I'm going to try and... Actually, yeah, you come over here. I want to try and burn Colony. Maybe not the colony with gold in it, actually. I want to try and burn a colony and see if that reduces our size. Or seize colony. In 00 AE, you need control of a province to be allowed to seize it. Yes, please give me that. And you guys come over here. But like, go through the coast on your way over and scare their ships a little. Seize colony. 0 and 0. Best of expansion. And 104%. Okay, so we can do it like this. We are going to hemorrhage money like you wouldn't believe from colonial maintenance, though. They're merrily sieging away up here. Where are my ships? Still over here. Maybe I burn this one. A second general. I didn't want it before because it costs, but it's probably for the best. Yeah, this one's close to completion, so we'll take it. And this one's making gold, so we'll take it. But the others we can just burn. Laurent is attacking Duran. Okay. Once they've occupied enough of Duran, we're going to take that opportunity to go in on Portnam ourselves. And we've caught their fleet. Perfect. Everything's going our way. occupied that. Good. Just march back over here, because you can't get to that island anyway. %. How many more colonies do you have around the place? Because the answer is not many, then that would be bad, because it means we have to get rid of more of them than I'd like. And take the island from them. Banish them to the New World. We demand their full annexation. Huh? Hello? 103% total war score cost. I do get a discount on Ibs for now for being the war goal, don't I? Yeah, costs 9% war score as opposed to the 13% it's claiming over here. Means, clear offer. It won't let me vassalize them. Unless I take the province. Alright, how much AE? None. No one cares about Venal. No one cares at all. Absolutely perfect. This basically couldn't have gone any better. We get a vassal who will colonize for us. Is fantastic. And there is of course another party in this war. I didn't co-belligerent them, which I now realize was a mistake on my part. If they haven't got anything elsewhere... Yeah, 182%, that means that they would have been small enough to take if I had co-belligerented them. Damn. Well, they can help pay off my loans. And if they start colonizing, I can just pull the same trick I've pulled on Venal on them. We still win out in the end. Where are you retreating to exactly? Hello? Oh, just into my lands, of course. What was I expecting? Okay, so put you guys up a little since there's no threat around. Put this stack again. And now they're landing somewhere. On these islands? Why? The nation of Lauren, your faithful allies, requested that you come to aid in the conquest of Enethan against Iran. Rubenair, Lazy and Traitor and Portnam and Necklace. But now I'm gonna have a bloody truce with these guys. I have to agree because I'm entirely reliant on Lawrence to keep me safe from Garland. There's absolutely no way I make it through this without them. Houston's allies. Alright, all of you gather up in one spot, unsiege that last province over there. And then I ship you right over here to deal with this myth. Okay, how many people are we actually at war with, and can Laurent deal with this on their own? 140k to 38, 42 to 17, 3 to 6. Yeah, you did not need my help with this, my friend. You absolutely did not need my help. Howard has granted military access. To whom? Grants military access to Venal, just straight up. Slightly irritating. You wouldn't give it to me, but you'll give it to my enemies? Of course, that means I get to go through their lands too. I wonder if that's something that will be changed at all in EU5, or Project Caesar that everyone knows is EU5. How mill access works. Because it is kind of silly that you can get permission. Really? We lost that siege? Right at the end? It is kind of silly that you can get permission to go through someone's country, and that suddenly means that your enemies get free reign to also roam through that country. I feel like that system could use a little more granularity. You know, some conditions on how non-access works. Colonies self-sustaining. Excellent. In that case, why don't you come over here and seize this, and we'll send our colonist there next. It's technically outside of the area where we want to focus our efforts, which is further northwards, but really, who's going to complain about more provinces under our control? Especially if one of them is a gold mine. Offer we can refuse. You're stuck here, there's a fort there. Well done on that. You're... oh no, that's not Venal's ships, that's Portnam's ships. I hope Laurent don't annex them. Their vassal does have interest in this province. Do they have a claim? Bavaria and Southroy have a claim on that province. That would be unfortunate. Not insurmountable, because I'm gonna have to turn on Laurent eventually and conquer all of this, but until then, I'd very much prefer they don't get in my way. This war is already enough of an annoyance. Is Riveria currently occupying this? The worst possible outcome. Okay, about time I think to go land on their island. Howard is subjugating Cold Market. Yeah, they'll have this entire thing under their control soon enough. We can catch up a bit in tech. I did want to seize this colony so I can send a dude there and change culture and religion. Ah, you're standing there waiting for us, that's not great. But we're also landing here and then marching to there instead. Oh. Did they get annexed? Did they get vassalized? Did anything happen? No. Truce breaking hurts, but... how long is the truce? Until 1499, 8 years. 8 years, and they have a truce with both of their neighbors. That means no one else is going to do anything to them in that time. That's fine then in that case. We should be more or less guaranteed to get our subjugation war against them. Okay, conquering the island has also gone off without a hitch. They have 1k hiding out somewhere. Where on earth is that army? Could be over in Echo, could be on this island? No, we've got division on this island. Where are you hiding these dudes? There's somewhere of mine that's been occupied and I didn't notice it? No? Ah. 1k soldiers just lost off across the world. You go occupy that. Grab a government reform, military doctrines and organization. We get reinforced speed, supply limit modifier, reinforced cost, that's all pretty good. Morale of navies, not necessary. Cliff. What have you agreed to? War reps, money. Okay. Environment protection charms, land attrition, pretty good. Reduce morale damage taken by reserves, also pretty good. War games, army drill game modifier, drill loss leader cost. Mid. Mercenary cost trade range, possible condottieri. Not bad. Special unit force limit. If I make enough money to go heavy into artificers, then this would be pretty valuable. Cavalry cost, cavalry entry ratio, and fort maintenance, fort defense, garrison size, max hostile attrition. If I were playing the kobolds up here, I think I would just take this on by default. But playing the gnomes and going into artifice, I mean, the artifice regiments are expensive. It's 50 ducats per 1k, which is ridiculous. We currently have, what, a limit of 15, was it? 17 now. But they get 15% combat ability, 20% shock damage received, 0.35 fire, and that's just the basics. They will get better when we use the artificer inventions to improve them. And we've barely gotten into tier 1. I think it's between specialized troops and bottomless bags. I think those are our best options here. And between those, supply limit is nice, but I'm not running around with that big stacks at the moment. If I were playing like Phoenix Empire of Ajad or something where I've got huge armies all the time. I don't know, 20% special unit force limit. That'll be my pick for now. Alright, you come on back over here. You still have ships? 3 also hiding somewhere. One of them's here. I don't know, stay in that province. One of your ships is here. Do you own some other islands? Oh yeah, you've got a little island over here. Completely forgot about that. Let's take that capital because we're almost done with that, and then we'll bring the fleet over to the New World. 1 ship, 2 ship. 3 ships. So the third one is probably on that little speck there. Oh, another bot in chat. Bavik has left the coalition, so that should be everyone then, right? Yeah, no one's got issues with us anymore. They're still technically angry enough to join a coalition, but they can't on their own. Harvard is up to 70,000 troops. That's pretty scary. Definitely need to do something about them, probably sooner than later, because Laurent is not really demonstrating its ability to get its vassals under control. You group up, you come over here. If I full occupy Vinal, then I should be able to finish this war without having to ever even look at Acre's lands. A rising star. Just give me the prestige right now. We've got some loans. 378. Not huge. Oh, there's where your troops are hiding. But only 1 of 2 ships. The other one still eludes me. $7k won't be enough to hold against our 14k. I think, even with the same mill tech. We've both taken exploration expansion. Use caution. This war should continue to go pretty comfortably in Lauren's favor. They've got Wex on their side. That's just complete overkill, I feel like. You're trying to land... who? Eka. Oh. You finally decide to contribute to the war. Took long enough. Yeah, doing this battle without issue. 327, we'll take that. Total immigration of gnomish minority. Well, we can hardly lose tolerance level of our primary race. And now, okay, well at least they're sieging down the fort, which means we can basically ignore them for a good while. Is that you full occupied? Have we missed anywhere? We've got this island? Yeah. Iberfil. You're colonizing quickly, like seriously quickly. Azraport are one of the nations that spawns in, I imagine. Oh, Mix. The Null Pirate Republic. I have thought about playing as those before. Trading company. God, this place turns into an absolute mess so quickly with all of the spawnable nations. Amiasis. Maranan from Zanite. Hang on, isn't that these guys? No, it's over here. Ariant. Interesting. I've not played as the any releasables before. Organization progress. Oh yeah, I haven't paid any attention to that at all. How's that going along? Almost halfway done and we've barely lost any harmony. We are about to fail this agenda because the colony here got destroyed and I never went back to fix that. My bad. On failure, lose 5 loyalty equilibrium with the merchant guilds. We're at 73, so not at all a concern. Yeah, see what I mean? They'll try to march off of the ships into the province instead of just docking and arriving instantly. I kind of want to keep these guys here so this doesn't get reconquered. I also kind of want to keep these guys here so this doesn't. I think I'll pull them away rather than them. You come up here, attack these guys, then we bring the fleet down, we take these guys and we go and attack Ika. In the meantime, maybe repay a loan. 195 to repay that. Almost got this island fully under our control. They're also close to getting that siege. Arcane Battery Capital Complex we had up before, that's death cost and sending stones. Plus on diplomat, plus on diplomatic relation. Give me the death cost mention. I'll hold off on attacking and recover some manpower, at least until they get into the positives. Right, I stacked the Explorer up with the 3 exploration ships up with the main fleet, so they wouldn't be sitting around. 90% now. They should unconditionally surrender fairly soon. Unless we've missed a province somewhere, but I don't think we have. I'd prefer I mean, would I prefer to separate Peace Echo or not? That would give me a shorter truce with them, but I'm also really not likely to go and attack them that quickly. They need to expand over here first anyway, so that I've got a province I can fabricate a claim on. Oh, Venal is actually willing to accept peace with me right now. I take one of their provinces, I get them as a vassal. Do I still need a province to do that? Yeah. And I can extort a little money. And the only people upset with me about it will be Venal themselves. "74% disloyalty is not as bad as I thought it could be. We've got plenty of prestige, so let's buy that down before Garwood or someone gets funny ideas." Alright, you come over here. Bavaria is no longer a valid rival. Oh, and we're still at war, so we can't change rivals. And this will tick down while we're at war either. I'll just pay that for now. -7%. Reform technocracy and gnomish administration. Really hurts that we lose admin efficiency from those. Got a little bit of it back from self-cleaning parchment, but only a little. Alright, the armies can stack up over here. I'm not getting involved in this war. They really don't need my help. What is this Casus Belli even here? Conquest, straight up. Duran is too big to one war. Oh, mission fulfilled. The House of Codoran. Need a workshop and 200 ducats. Iron will now be produced. Get a weapons manufactory. I hate to lose the ducats, but I very much want to finish this mission. And I need to get this province up to 25 dev. Split off 3 guys, give them the Explorer. We have finished some colonies and acquired some new ones, so we've got more colonial range. Then deving the capital. It's at 22, so it's a couple of clicks. You can just do that. Who cares about Duran's opinion of us? Rebuild Odin's Bay. And we get a great rebuilding effort, which gives 15% dev costs and 30% admin efficiency penalty. For the end of the game, 30% administrative efficiency. Gems will now be produced. Administration will be less effective during the reconstruction process, but once we are finished, it will recover. Oh, okay. That's pretty painful. Minus 37% administrative efficiency. Ooh. That hurts a lot. But we're not really conquering and integrating anywhere or anything like that, so we're just colonizing. We can handle it until then. How? Sildenham, 12 dev. It's at 10, so again, that's cheap. I'm not even going to bother with the edict for the time being. Gain 2 and produce iron. Ah, and there ends the war. Iran will cede Lances to Lawrence. That's it? Hundreds of thousands dead, one province obtained. Sure. This up to 12, that's at 7, that's a little more expensive. This we get already. Cloth will be produced. We need a fort. Against Garwood, yeah, I guess. It is probably worth it. But we don't have the money for a fort right now anyway. I'll produce glass. We have to dev quite a bit. Quite a bit. Furnaces, so that's a very, very long-term mission. You get 2 artifice capacity for it. Gold will be reduced in orbit. Not the most valuable thing. This gives a lot of free dev for just getting 2 more provinces up to 12. Especially when they're farm provinces. Good, take that. Grain will now produce livestock's grain. That will help with manpower. Okay, now this side of things, which I'm quite interested in. Once got 12 dev and another 200 crowns. We get a center of trade in our primary node, where we have currently 34% control. That's good. And then there's the stuff that gives us all the settlers and things. That encourage development. Cool, just gonna save up a bit of money. All of our rivals are lagging behind. We do have great power projection now, which means we get extra monarch points, which is always nice. I really don't want to rival Garwood because they've got a way more powerful army than we do, like way more powerful, and they actually kind of like us at the moment. I also don't want to rival Wex. They're allied to my ally, and they're also the Emperor. I think I'm just gonna have to eat penalties for it. You need at least one rival not to have penalty to your power projection. Yeah. Kisada. Oh right, I need to get a guy over here. I need to get some guys over here and have them off exploring. 1, 2, 3 dudes. Land them over here. Maybe I can get access from someone? Yeah, you. Because I actually don't want to just land my guys on there because someone will pop up and attack them. Yes, give me that conquistador. And I will have him start exploring right away. I can also seize land. 44% crown land is good. Making 6 ducats a month is very good. Can make various states. How far until we've got 1, 2, 3. With these it should be 4, 5. We should have a colonial nation form if there is one over here. Alright, you step onto land there. Oh. Election time. 14 Republican tradition. Yeah, keep our guy. He's excellent. And we'll only get more so. Cool, you can keep exploring. And you can start exploring over here. He can come home and protect trade. And now I don't need military access from you anymore. As soon as our people leave your land. Come on. Get to stepping. Quest of the birthplace of the Empire. As more and more minds have begun to look west, we have been scouring what few documents remain from the remnant fleet for clues that might take on new meaning now that we walk the land of their forefathers. Though most is useless, we have seen one symbol crop up from place to place, a strange diamond-like shape. What this is, what it means, we cannot know, but it is a clue worth exploring further. Search of a god fragment. Yes. Do that. Never interacted with this before. Normally I'm just somewhere off in Bulwa, you know, fighting between Sun Elves when I get the event that some nonsense is happening up over here. Oh, we can see Escan. Alright, Estel doing well for themselves. Mahol doing super well for themselves. Yan, the Sons of Demiria, and Cardia. Huh. The Azra expedition is attacking? Yeah, defender against Azra expedition. Only 1495, so they haven't actually formed their hold over there yet. They're still the expedition. Birthplace map of Elentir that was. Our efforts in investigating the strange symbol linked with the founding of the Precursor Empire has led us to a forgotten ruin in the depths of the No-Ruin Forest. Within the ruin we found a carved map on a table depicting the Elentir before the Day of Ashen Skies. It is strange to see an Elentir that was, especially when the Elentir right now has yet to be fully mapped by modern explorers. So only time will tell how far this continent has suffered under the Day of Ashen Skies. Our expedition archaeologist and precursor expert Toriev speaks up. What we do know is that the ruined sea was once a gigantic landmass, a desert in fact. What we can see, however, is a massive, almost artificial river making its way down and through the desert, and near that river is the familiar diamond symbol that marks the origin of the Precursor Empire. While the river seems to have changed course to what we see today, we might be able to extrapolate the position of the symbol. Leader's advice. Search far and wide. Keep a team to investigate the mural and map further. I really see a point in adding one base tax to a random province. Leader's advice. Yeah. No other options. Damn. I was kinda hoping. Why must he be difficult? Well, not that hard to take care of. One moment. What actually helps me here? Combat bonus and terrain of capital. Our capital is farmland. There is a fairly large amount of farmland around the Empire. Cav infantry, no. War taxes cost, nah. Transfer subject at half cost. If we might be taking colonial nations off of people's hands. Now then, birthplace, place of power. Several days ago, our expedition's precursor expert, the Elven adventurer Toria, felt a strange magical presence. And since then, we have been following her lead through the forests of Neren. Place of power, got to be, she murmurs. Eventually, the expedition comes to a stop at a small hill. Atop the hill sits a strange runestone which softly emanated a telltale blue color of magic when approached. Without a word of warning, Toriev touched it, seemingly absorbing the power for herself. We received reports that Toriev is currently in a coma but recovering well, but what we do with this strange turn of events is still up to our expedition leader. Leave some men with her to make camp. We need to keep going. Give her all the help we need. Keep a close eye on her. I mean, weird magical artifacts that you absorb the power from are generally dangerous and bad for one's mental state. We need to keep going. I think definitely not this. Probably not this. Probably this. Yeah, keep a close eye on her. Let me just take a sip of drink. A general has died. We have a spare. No, he's absolutely terrible. You can go ahead and rise up and be dealt with. Enough. Head back to capital. How's the Empire doing, by the way? I noticed that you are in fact gaining Imperial authority. I don't know that I've ever actually seen, in vanilla or in a mod, I don't know that I've ever actually seen an Empire make it through the Reformation. They always, like, even if the Emperor wins and enforces his religion as the default religion, I've never actually seen them reconsolidate afterwards. They always go to 0 Imperial authority and stay there because half the Empire is heretics. I don't know that I've ever seen the AI actually manage that situation. How far have we explored? Quite far. Ruined Sea Coast, I think, is here? Yeah, Ruined Sea, Hornsea, and Southeast Island. Yeah, that's this. North Island here, South... yeah, so that should be it. Show me what's in the Hornsea. Also, so I was a little confused about finding ruins in no ruin, but I'm seeing now that it's North Ruin, South Ruin. That's what the split is. Birthplace, Voice of the Precursors. In our efforts to follow the strange diamond-like symbol that marks the birthplace of the Precursor Empire, our expedition archaeologist Toriev, who had touched and absorbed magic from a place of power, has reported hearing more voices. I must follow them, Captain. They speak to me. They want my help. I do not recognize their words, but in a way I do. Sometimes it throbs in my brain when we go in certain directions, and sometimes I hear nothing at all. Well, that's ominous as hell. Don't follow the voices in your head, please. With our search along the old river where this symbol was supposed to lead us going nowhere, it might be time to let the mystical take charge fully in our endeavors. Did it tell us where to go, but we lead? She will lead us to fortune, or she's mad. She is mad, but I am curious. I'm also getting all stuffed up in my notes, so give me a second to blow my nose and then we'll continue. Alright, much better. Hear myself sounding more and more stuffed up. Okay, these guys have a few provinces. We've got claim on 2 of them. And we have a reasonably loyal subject. They now have some ridiculous mission tree, doesn't it? Yeah. Any subject country is a colony. Lots of colonial stuff. Prepare the new capital. Beginning. You will lose all your provinces in Canada, but the development of Inno itself will be transferred over to Islands here. Right, they feel like full-on exodus into the new world. I might have to try playing Vienna at some point, but I'm pretty sure they have, you know, an Ambernar patented, super ridiculously difficult to overcome disaster somewhere in their missions. Does this? I don't think any of this requires them to not be a subject. Right? There's no is independent trigger anywhere here. I might need to keep an eye on that they don't dump these islands and cause problems for me later on. Probably want to annex them before then. We're still pretty deep in debt. I need to take new low interest loans to get this dealt with. I should be drilling these troops if we're paying for their upkeep. And we have to keep paying for their upkeep because we've got guys running around the new world who will die to natives if I don't pay. End of trade level in Zidandrin Thoropod is increased by 1. That's lovely. If I hadn't just spent the money, I'd pay to upgrade it and then get a level 3 one, but level 2 is still good. Part of our patching. Oh, the one province we took away from them over here. Does mean we've now got a Moon Elf, Elven Forebear province. Not the worst thing, one more religion for us to harmonize. Okay. Few more people around the place. The colonial games really changed over time in Vanilla U4. So I feel like there was a point where the new world would be empty for ages and then you'd just come in and start colonizing. And then there was a time where the natives were powerful enough to prevent colonization basically entirely. At the moment, it kind of gets split. Like late game, you know, Spain is going to be able to go conquer Mexico and Great Britain will take the northeast and stuff like that. But for a good 100 or so years of a game, the natives will consolidate and basically colonize everything, and it will be conquest instead of colonizing. Which, you know, is still colonization by the real life meaning of the word, but by the game meaning of using the colonize mechanic, there's not really that much of it. You do a little bit early on, and then you quickly shift to conquering the provinces instead. Which I don't know whether that was their intended design goal. Kyoto410, thank you for following. Birthplace the God Fragment. You thought she was crazy at first when she asked you to excavate an entire avalanche of rocks and dig into the earth. But when you uncovered a precursor hatch with a very familiar diamond-like symbol, you knew her guidance to be true. Beneath the hatch was an underground chamber propped up by 4 large trunk-like pillars of a design predating the Empire. Where this old ruin began and where the natural caves begin seems a blur. At the center of the chamber sits a simple pedestal, and floating above it a diamond-like shape emanating with magical power. It looks like a gem the size of a fist and shines the teal blue of Daemster-infused magical energy. Suddenly a high-pitched garbling as if someone speaking a strange tongue with incredible speed hits your ears, and like the rest of the expedition you fall to your knees, all except one. Your lead explorer, Toriev, who had been hearing the voices from this thing, raises her arm towards the object. I can hear you, last fragment of God. We can all hear if you let us, she announces. The shape begins to twitch erratically, rapidly switching from its shining blue appearance to one of dull black, until it stops and violently embeds itself into the pedestal. Your crewmates slowly stand themselves up and begin to crowd the so-called God fragment and begin congratulating Toriev, who lets out a weary smile. We have not found the birthplace of the Empire, we may have found the birthplace of magic itself. Begin preparations for further research. We gain 35 prestige, nice. 1 stability, very nice. 400 crowns, extremely nice. And Saloacti gets God Fragment Ruin till the end of the game, giving it missionary strength, yearly prestige, and trade value modifier. So we want this province. Precursor relics will now be produced in Saloacti. Okay. You're in the process of getting conquered by Maliand. You are small. I don't have the range to colonize over here, do I? Oh, I do. Alright. This colony is almost done. Also got money now. How do I want to go about this? I want to repay my loans, first things first. That's excellent. Then the money for this. We are making 8 ducats, paying 4 for colonial maintenance. 1 additional colony should cost 2, but without the colonists will cost 4? So this will go up to 8 and we'll still be making profit? One's almost done anyway. But there's actually people here, unlike in provinces here. So we do need to ship some troops over. Alright. You guys give me a 5 stack. Get these guys here, please. Aura has died, that is unfortunate. I would like to have one just sitting around available. So only Goward and Wex as potential opponents. Force limit has grown a little, so we can get some more soldiers. Goward is still sitting at 70k. They haven't really gotten any stronger. They've just kind of been integrating their vassals up here. I don't need to be deving here for the moment. I don't actually know if I'll get the opportunity to switch to Rebellion once that spawns. I think I don't want to. I haven't tried Rebellion out, so I would be curious how it plays, but after going through this hassle already, I'd rather just go and stick to harmonizing. I haven't tried the Fort out as a religion either. But we definitely need this province. I'm not letting anyone else have this. Not a chance. We will need to colonize this. You guys actually stand there for just a moment. Let's grab him and send him here. Or should I have done it the other way around? Should I grab the guy from the colony that's not so close to finished, send him here, get this done quickly, and then move him over to the other colony? That might actually be the smarter thing to do. We do not have the money for this, which will give us a center of trade in Tonkod, which was this island up here. So we get an extra center of trade in our primary trade node. Good. Then cursing this up here is Serpenthead. Yeah, give me that. And then has exploration ideas. Yes. We get an explorer. Okay, I just hired one, so that was a bit of a waste. Here though, we get 10 years of settler chance and global settler increase. Very, very valuable. Colonial investment, we need 400 ducats. And we get 100 years of plus 30 global settler increase. These missions we already qualify for. There's more global settler increase, this time for 20 years. Any subject country owned at least 10 cities is a colony. Capital province is in a colonial region, colonial delare. Region Northern Isles were in proper Northern India. I don't know. It highlighted this just now for the mission, didn't it? Right. Colonial region, colonial delay, and it's highlighting this province and these. So these islands should be part of this colonial region, which means this will count towards the total with these. Okay, that finished up immediately. You can now dock there we go. Send you back to the Dragon Coast. And we've got some guys standing guard on this. This colony is high priority because we want to get to Salakti as quick as possible. Rebels. Who's unhappy with me? Roborabad and Boomcon. I can't see the province being highlighted. Boomcon. Oh, in the New World, of course. 0.6. I'm not shipping guys over here to deal with that. Why do you have to be so difficult? Harsh treatment 188, absolutely not. Oh, whatever. I'm above the gold province, but I'd rather just not need to interfere with that nonsense. More artifice. Box of Holding gives 40% global tariffs and 10% treasure fleet income. Pretty hefty. 15% refund progress growth, not really. Yearly prestige and Republican edition, also kind of an important missionary strength, doesn't do anything for us. Get me tariffs. I should have a look whether I should activate any new invention. We're at 60 out of 68, so we don't really have the capacity to add anywhere new. Unfortunately. We should get some. I think precursor relics give us capacity, right? 60 out of 68, 8 available. 50 from global artifact capacity, which increases over time from 1650 onwards, so we're a long way off of that. 12 from researching inventions before 1650. Okay, so we should get that. From trade share of precursor relics, there we go, yes. That's 2 from trade share of Thames tier and 4 from missions. Going beyond will result in a negative modifier, so you can go over, in fact. That's interesting. Okay, so we should get precursor relics from that province, and then we'll have more artifice capacity. You've stopped exploring because there's nowhere else to go. What about over here then? Surely this is more places to go. Can I get access? Yes, thank you. Let's not send this fleet back and forth all the time. You guys go and protect trade, and then the others can ship my dudes around. A few rivals still. I mean, if I'm relying on Garwood not to attack me just because I'm allied to Laurent, I might as well make them dislike me. It shouldn't really make a difference. Put into the treasury, investor money, 50 admin power. We are currently paying for an administrative idea group. The admin's more valuable. We get another diplomat here, which is meh. Liberty Desire is also meh. The colonist and settler chance will be very nice. Trade power will be very nice. Minimum autonomy in territories is okay. We will lose a lot of those territories once they form their own colonial nations. So it's not particularly valuable to us. Your units have suffered casualties. So these guys down here have arrived? Yeah. Okay, can you explore from here? Yes, you can. Good. You can come sit over here. I'm definitely going to have to annex these guys, because their shade of pink is way too close to my own. Which means I'm going to get mixed up between what's who's on the map. Since we don't have loans anymore and our troops are maxed out, that means we can finally look into actually building some buildings. I don't think I've constructed a single thing this entire game. Alright, let me take a drink real quick. Yeah. Catch up on Diplotech. What do we get? More combat with, colonial range, naval morale, and impressment officers. That's good. We'll be able to explore more. And the diplomat, we do get a national unrest reduction and yearly harmony increase. The unrest reduction is nice. The harmony increase is really nice. We're now only losing 0.78 per year even while we're harmonizing. Estimated to finish completion in 1508. Not far off then. At the rate we're going, we've got pretty decent odds of getting the first circumnavigation. I don't know if that event is still implemented in Amber now or if that's only in vanilla. If it is, then what are the rewards for the first circumnavigation? I think you get some prestige and a bit of monarch power? Something like that. It's something I get, like, I've gotten like twice before ever, because I'm not usually doing colonizing. Comet, sure. Game's got to keep us humble with the occasional reminder it can screw you over at a moment's notice. Our truce with Portnam has ended. Excellent. Where's the transport fleet here? Come back over this way, please. Portnam, allied to Duran and Duran only. Declare war, subjugation. Do I want to subjugate them or do I want to just annex them? What do my missions have to say on it? Owned by us or a non-tributary. That includes this province. That we want from Garwood. We want forts around the place. We want to push into Laurent and Garwood. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any mission that's going to demand that we ally or subjugate Portnam. Yeah. Okay, well in that case I'd rather just take the province, honestly. Like, it's a 32 death province, sure, but who cares? And subjugation allows subjugation allows the conquest anyway, so there's no need to fuss about it. This should be a very easy war. I need to look into who Riveria is allied with as well. Laurent, which is a big problem. Wex, which is an even bigger problem. And Westham. If I can get into a war against Westham, Riveria, Wineport, Uella, and Apespears here, and the Emperor will protect them. They've done a really good job here. They've done the same thing I've done by allying with Laurent. They've made themselves impossible to attack. Otherwise, with 8k troops, I would have overrun them by now. Do I have access? Can I just walk through here, perhaps? Not great power access. Yes, thank you. Alright, this should be a quick and easy war. Our vassals even keeping their ships in place. After that, I mean, for the most part, what we're doing is just slowly colonizing. Birth of colonialism. Who got it? Bernal got it. Same. Really, there's no way you can reach again? Are you sure? This wall in a way is really irritating as well. Can I get access for you? Yeah. Hello? You've given me mill access, right? So... Oh, you're stuck. You're stuck behind these guys. If I give you more access through those, then... Because not everyone here is a native, is they? Normally, your explorers can just wander around everywhere because they will go through native territory as if it wasn't even there. But a bunch of these nations are spawn... What are they called? Spawnables, releasables? No. Nations that pop up later as expeditions from the old world. Which means they don't count for natives, which means my explorer can't just waltz through their lands. That is very irritating. National decision available, encourage orc slavery. No. I shan't do that. Oh, we've got more capacity. What should we grab then? We are in tier 2 now, so we should be getting tier 2 inventions popping up. 70 pendle chests for envoy travel time and shock damage received. National unrest and max cultures. Prestige decay. Trade efficiency and production efficiency. National tax modifier. Death cost in the capital. 30% landfire damage for artificer regiments. Shock damage received and morale of navies. I'm thinking trade efficient, production efficiency, tax modifier. Seems like the best bet. How much are we making now? 6 ducats a month. We're paying a lot on army maintenance. Should probably not have this whole stack sat on here as well. Our fleet is hanging around somewhere, so we can move the transport ships over here just for the bonus they provide. Or do they not? We currently have 60. Wow, transport ships really don't have any cannons, do they? Alright. You, come sit over here. 250. Our fleet really needs to be increased. 41 out of 56 ships. And this colony. Ah, there we go. New Odinspay, Crown Colony, yes. They've taken this as well, I assume? Oh, there's the first of hopefully many. In that case, with the colonists now available, we can't colonize here yet because this one hasn't finished. And so much of this here is other countries that we will probably just conquer to grow this colony. So my focus should be on this area so that we can get the next colonial nation over here. Assuming that this bit is not part of the same colonial region, but I don't think it should be. This area, because I think this is part of the layer area, and this should be its own thing. Would make more sense trade-wise as well. And actually it has to be by default, I'm talking complete nonsense. These provinces are still under my control, so obviously they're not in the same region as this is. So let's send a colonist here. We should finish our siege here quicker than they finish their siege there, so I can ignore that. And in the meantime, I've got too many diplomatic relations. As soon as you step out of there, I can cancel this military access. Could do in a moment. There we go. Nope, you've turned back around. Where are you going? Over here? Just get out of their lands, please. I don't need this down here anymore, because I'm not shipping them over. I do need this, I think, to be able to move around there. Don't need this anymore. Our explorer is available again. Where were you exploring just now? Actually, over here, right? Yeah. Obvious alien to the Torn Sea, Western Broken Sea. I want to see more of this, which is the Torn Sea. I want to know where this goes. You would think I would know. I've looked at the map of Ambernar often enough. I made a whole YouTube video about Ambernar. But glancing at the content on a map and actually engaging it on this kind of granular level are two vastly different experiences. I'm really not that familiar with what the terrain is actually like. Oh, cool. We managed to steal a few ships there, I think. Now, Portland will unconditionally surrender soon enough. We've got them full occupied. I could steal a few more ships if I go take stuff from Duran. Can I demand this without also demanding hierarchy vassal? Ah, so I misread the prompt there, I think. Because when I moused over the war declaration, it said both were possible, but no, you can take lands from a potential vassal once you vassalize them, but of course not their capital. Irritating. How angry will people get with me if I take lands here? Very. I don't want to have to try and control split up terrain like this. This is getting sieged down. Can you please stop? There we go. How close are you to agreeing? Minus 75. How close are you to just leaving me be? And giving me 164 ducats. Don't mind if I do. You give me all your money as well. We've joined a subject in a war against Laurent. Huh? What? Ow. Oops. Oops. I think I might need to reload there. I'm absolutely not in any position to be at war against Laurent. I need Laurent as a shield against Scarlet. Yeah, absolutely. It's the second month. There should be a autosave from 1 month prior. Well, that's a shame, because I think that means we lose Fortnum straight up, because they're going to conquer it, and we can't, because we're in a subjugation war. Damn. Well, sometimes you make mistakes, and then you gotta live with the consequences of those mistakes. Okay. That's starting to get a little annoying. I need to get big enough to be able to challenge Laurent or Goward. I'm almost big enough to take on Goward, especially if I can get Laurent into the war on my side. And as soon as one of the two is dealt with, the other shouldn't be so much of an issue. Yeah, I think that's the plan. We will get a little bit stronger, maybe get another colonial nation or two, and then with Laurent's help we'll declare war on Goward. Take that land we need from them for the missions, maybe make them release some stuff. Other alternative is we sit on this war for so long that Laurent decides to peace out. I could just, yeah, I can just walk away, ignore Duran, and wait to see how this goes. We are ticking up in war exhaustion from attrition. There's nothing I can really do about that. I think our explorers will take attrition. Or will they? 1 a month tick. No, we're not taking up war exhaustion. Yeah, we can just sit on this and wait until Laurent gets bored. Which can be a very, very long time. The AI is shockingly unwilling to just leave a war be when it's not worth it anymore. Bowing and Alran, not so much of an issue. Largest ruler is malevolent, fating in another war. So once they're at peace again, they would totally be up for a war against Goward. They might even get their subjects under control because Goward is the one supporting all of their independence. The more I think about it, the better of an idea it's looking like. We're getting support for colonialism everywhere. Let's turn on advancement effort in a few places. There we go. Want to get that as quick as possible and then tech up for less cost. Now Laurent is at plus 13. Obviously because Duran is still in the war. Value range, trade efficiency, Diplo rep. Just give me a Diplo rep. We're not making enough money to start upgrading our advisors, unfortunately. Except for the 1.5 cost guy we've got. Yeah. This is still taking a long... Okay, I'll still want to, like before, separate piece these guys. If our fleet happens to move... No, I think they're too far south for the fleet to end up there by accident. Oh, now you're not willing to anymore. Length of war, ally in war, Duran holds Duran. Well, not for much longer you don't. Ah, now Portnam has unconditional surrendered. Means we will start ticking up war extortion. Our truce with Elsin, Rubenair, and Lethian has ended. Always so complicated, these webs of alliances. Always gets in your way in some manner or other. There's call for peace. But we can handle that for a little while. 0.02 per month isn't exactly a huge amount. Iran will give me nothing. They will white peace. I'd rather not have to go down there and deal with them, so I'll accept white peace with them. I imagine Lawrence will take something. Yeah, minus 99. Are you not going to separate peace them? Gonna keep them in the war? Why? Do they have exploration ideas? They do. There's some colony of theirs somewhere that you don't have occupied. Where? Not seeing a highlight anywhere. And they shouldn't have a colonial range to go anywhere further away, so... No, this should be it. This should be everything. They've got no troops. 12 ships hiding somewhere. There we go. Okay, they took some off the coast. Lawrence is getting pretty big. They've consolidated lots of stuff down here. Yeah, if their vassals weren't still disloyal, it might be worth considering that as an issue, because if I succeed in dragging them into a war with Garwed that we win, and then their vassals no longer get support independence and are now loyal, Lawrence might consolidate all this and be too big for me to turn on them after I'm done dealing with Garwed. Now I'll outscale them eventually, of course. You know, the AI is only capable of so much, which means sooner or later you'll just naturally become stronger than them. But until that time, this whole situation could get a little bit dangerous. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now, has got a colony now, but not these, because there's still colonies that aren't finished yet. Okay, that's fine. Hopefully sooner rather than later we're going to be absolutely swimming in trade income, which is another good reason for us to want to go and take control of land owned by Lawrence. .7 innovativeness at the cost of 773 willpower. Yes, I'll take that. Now then, this war against Lawrence. I should have just done what I wanted to do initially and picked the Conquest CB. But I saw it listed both Conquest and Vassalization in the Subjugation CB, so I clicked that one without thinking about it first. Thinking back on it now, I realize, yeah, obviously, once you pick Vassalize, you can take some land off them, but you can't take their capital. But at the time, I didn't think about that. But now I can't vassalize them because I will become the war leader in a war against Lawrence that I am going to lose. And even if I win, I lose my ally that I need against Garwed. And if I don't vassalize them, then Lawrence is going to either feed this land to Salfroy or just take it for themselves. Now I need this whole stretch for my missions. I don't have to worry about Lawrence taking Riveria because they're allied with them. I do have to worry about them taking Portland. Guard has declared subjugation upon Cold Market, yeah. Trade range, Nary Mile, Shipyard, National Quarters. All that text are now up to colonialism level. I can't sit on this forever, unfortunately. 4 piece gets bigger over time. And I don't want that much war exhaustion. I think I just have to take the loss on this one. And pillage their capital at least. I'm not going to get anything else out of it. The lines of Tehran real... Yeah. Super unfortunate. Could have just taken that province without any issues. Technomancers gain 10 influence. Nice. Keep going through them. I want all of the inventions as soon as possible. Artificer Exo Arms give Artificer regiments 10% infantry combat ability. Sending stones for diplomats and diplomat relation. Apparitional communicator for prestige and Republican tradition. Prototype tanks for +2 cavalry fire. Give me the Exo Arms. We don't have Artificer regiments at the moment yet, but we'll definitely get them at some point. We've got more uprisings. House Separatists of the House of Reflection in Gibesley is here. House of Reflection is the default for the Moon Elf culture then. Those guys are over here, aren't they? I mean, it's Ibervan now, but no, that's Silent Repose. Where was the House of Reflection? Because I'm pretty sure this is the only place where you get Moon Elf and Elven forebears, right? Besides Venal. Yeah, I don't remember seeing these guys anywhere else. Okay, there's Moon Elves down here in Moonhaven. In the Damish Temple. And in Redglades. But none of those are the House of Reflection. Anyway, that will go away in just a moment once the war extortion ticks down, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't have loans to repay, so we can actually look at investing some of this money in upgrading a center of trade or two, which is very nice. Making 12 ducats. 15 of our total income is from trade, and that will only grow as time goes on. You continue exploring. I'm just going down the list and clicking every sea tile, and then I'll click every coast tile. These guys are all loyal enough that I can seize land. We have lost a bit of crown land, I think, at some point from deving, perhaps, because of high influence. We're not quite at 50% yet. But we will get there. And then we'll start getting bonuses. Because the bonuses aren't that important, I could consider selling titles to get a bit of investment money to build buildings with, because I've still only built like 2 workshops at all anywhere. And once this thing pops down, there it is. Yeah, workshop plus 0.35, plus 0.22. Schools plus 0.33, plus 0.33. We definitely want to build those. And a couple barracks at some point. But let's start with these. The workshops are just kind of better in general, since they also interact with manufactories pretty well later on. Whereas the churches, or schools in the case of the fort religion, are just not as valuable. Even if you take the expanded temple rights for the -2 local unrest and whatever the other bonus is, it ended up just not being that much overall, and you'll still be better off investing your money into manufactories and workshops instead. Cobalt Dragon Code Civilization. Some protocols are most acceptable to oh, this is a harmonization event. In one base, tax and dragon devs, or +9 religious harmonization progress. Give me the progress, we're almost done. Like 5 years ahead of schedule. It's pretty good. The Compendium of Dragons. Every student in Gnomish Hierarchy is assigned a new mandatory reading, the Compendium of Dragons, 1st edition. Compiled collaboratively by thousands of scholars, the Compendium aims to detail the actual history of dragons. Combining Kobold oral histories, Gnomish records from as far back as the Dragon Wake, and accounts from Garudia and the Serpent Sign, the book is held as a step forward for Halland's collective knowledge of dragonkind. Its writers have attempted to demystify the Kobold dragon cult, exploring each of the thousands of tales about dragons for inconsistencies or corroborations. Finding almost no historically verifiable stories about dragons interacting with kobolds, the 1st edition claims that kobolds were not created by dragons, and rather simply evolved parallel to them. The compendium immediately causes a firestorm in meeting houses, debate halls, and schools. Within 5 years there is a 2nd edition, 3 rival editions, and 5 separate addendums. Scholars contest whether kobolds were created by dragons or evolved alongside them, whether kobolds are from the dragon's spine or the serpent's spine, what each dragon did, where they are now, and more. Gnomes and kobolds both engage fiercely in this debate, and while kobolds generally argue that they were created by dragons, and gnomes generally argue that they were not, these roles are not universal. Interspecies discussions spring up all around the country to debate the historical accuracies of the dragon cult. Through all of this, the cult becomes more intertwined with our nation. Dragons lose their status as creatures of myth, and are instead treated as real corporeal entities whose particulars can be argued over. Clerics give way to scholars, and piece by piece the dragon cult becomes an institution of scholarship just as much as an institution of faith. The dragons are brought into the fort. I hope the next edition is even better. There we go, and we get Harmonized Dragon Cult, which gives us plus 10% movement speed. Excellent. 1 down, an amount to go. Oh dear, an amount I say, but it looks like the hunt is getting swiftly eliminated over here. It would be very unfortunate if I can't get the Harpy religion as well. But chances are that by the time I manage to conquer my way all the way over to Bulwa, assuming I even managed to do that at all in the first place, the hunt will probably be gone. I think that one is a little bit of a lost cause. I do like the Harpies a lot. Okay, so we've now got lots of religious unity, which means we're making way more harmony per year. 2.55, almost enough to fully offset the penalty from harmonization, in which case there's no reason to really hold back. We get +1 tolerance of a true faith for harmonizing the Canorian group, which I assume, if these are groups, then does the Canorian group include the Region Court and the Coronite religion once that spawns? I'm curious to find out. Okay, start harmonizing. Ready to finish in 1532. Good, good, good. You guys are slightly over force limit. What is our combat with? 25. I really need to get some cavalry and artillery into this stack sooner or later. The fact that it's entirely infantry means that while it might be useful for scaring off potential attackers, if a war does break out, it's going to be pretty much useless. Okay, we're almost done with this colony, and just in time, because these guys are looking scarily close to taking this province from us. And we absolutely cannot allow it. Speaking of, where is my... Ah, there we are. The Conquistador. Araf, following Dainadero. Balloon masks. I love the amount of detail and variety you can find in this mod. It's just fantastic. It's always some religion or whatever that I haven't seen before. And even though I play fairly regularly, it's going to take me a long time before I've experienced everything every nation in this mod has to offer. Can I beat you in a war? Maybe. Moonhaven, Indlebury, Napesbury, The Shack, Nordjurov. And you guys are pretty small. I can take them in one war. I mean, hell, I can take these guys in one war, perhaps. Okay, no, 246%. How much dev do you have? Oh, you've conquered some of the coast down here, that's why. I was gonna say, surely this island doesn't contain that amount of development. Yeah, these guys might be worth attacking, actually. So let's... covert action, build spy network. Who else is making moves in a new world? You guys are in the new world. Your actual capital is here. And I do need to take care of at least one of these guys at some point. You Suncourt. Yeah. How big are you? 87%. Small enough to take in one war. Alright, we've got 2 potential new targets. And I'm almost out of drink. That's the last of that. What policy are we running? Why, oh why? You have such good internet, why must it do this? Ah, I think it has reconnected. I do not know what has been happening with the internet recently. Because our connection, like if you run a speed test or whatever, our connection is good. There shouldn't be an issue. But then I've got connection issues on my phone, so the tracking doesn't work, and I get stream dropping in between. Stream's back. Okay, thank you for letting me know. I'm gonna need to go and, I don't know, check if there's an issue with the router. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to call up a company. We just got new internet not long ago, and it was very good at first, and now suddenly we're having problems, and that is definitely not okay. So as I was saying, if I change native policy, then I should have 0% uprising chance now and still have 50% assimilation. But 50% assimilation really benefits the colonies more than it benefits me. Whereas settler increase means the colonies finish quicker, so that's in my interest. Okay, this one is finished, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 provinces here. That will form a new colonial nation. This I'm going to conquer for the new colonial nation. So, next here. Because you guys... I don't think you guys are colonizing anywhere, are you? I'm going to have to give these guys subsidies so that they make themselves useful. Trade-wise, Delaire and Seller both flow Like seller flows into the layer and the layer flows into my trade nodes. So these are important to me. The broken sea can only flow towards me, so I didn't really have to rush to get over there. Troll's Bay I will want control of, but there's lots of guys here, so that will be by conquest. Same for here. The Ruined Sea is also mostly occupied. I'm gonna have to fight for that. This flows out, this flows in. FLI Route Stormont. What does that mean? There's a whole other mechanic of a mod down here that I've never interacted with. Alright, here would be the good place to start, but someone's beaten me to it, so let's just pick here, the one province that has ever so slightly more development. Okay, one of you guys come over here so that I can send subsidies for like the next 20 years or something. I'm making 9 ducats. I'll give them like 3. Three ducats definitely covers the cost of a colony. And I was gonna say should be enough to encourage them to start colonizing, but they're making really little money. Replace governor, vacate, modify relationship, increase tariffs, decrease tariffs, customize. Let's just hope they sort themselves out. We've got advancement effort on here. The fact that it's not needed anymore should indicate that we've got the institution present, and we do. Still costs 500 to fully embrace that, unfortunately. Pillar of the Heavens. As our explorers in Aelantir continue their journey through the ancient ruins, they have come across what appears to be an ancient logbook, seemingly meant to have kept track of various logistics across the Empire of the Precursors. Though our translations are shoddy at best, one name seems to pop up in the logbook again and again, a word which roughly translates to the Pillar of the Heavens. What this pillar is and what it represents we have no way of knowing, but its prevalence in this text seems to imply at least some importance to the Precursors. And of course, what the Precursors see as important must surely also be valuable. Some, however, have doubts, and more than a few members of our expedition are reluctant to go searching for a place that may not even exist, and even if it did exist, may not hold anything of value whatsoever. Yes, besting, go for it. I am all in favor of finding more Precursor nonsense. We had a pretty good luck with the first one, got the God Fragment. And only isn't against Jurif. Yeah, I'd rather just declare you on your overlord directly and take stuff from them. We have a little bit of money to invest. 0.22, 0.33. More worth it. Okay, you, covert action, fabricate claim, highest value province, and use, same thing. Actually, I might want to pay slight attention to where. This will probably be easier to take. But that's part of this now. This province... How long until you form another colonial nation over here? Hard to say. Okay, some more edicts to turn off. Right, I declare on Elafil to take that province. The shack is not really a concern. A junior partner, how did you make that happen? Okay. Nurjureth is a colony, I do not care. Moonhaven. 17k troops, 15k manpower, 32 ships. That could be an issue. If they've got enough of a fleet combined with Everfill to actually contest me. Indlebury is inland, and Napes Bay has only 11 ships. I have 43 ships, but a lot of them are trade vessels. I can't claim to be fully confident in our ability to win the naval battle here. So for the time being, I guess I focus my efforts on Zanlib. Let's split off the transports. And grab the entire army. Yeah. Maybe. 21k guys over there. Let's bring the full force over there and make sure this battle goes as straightforward as possible. Our explorer can continue exploring. Have we uncovered anything of particular interest? Not really, we're just gradually making our way around the two continents. We've gotten pretty far over here, I will say. I still don't know whether this ice that happens up here actually stops your movement or not. Natives have risen up. Not a problem. How long is this colony going to take? I feel like it's growing slower than the others, but that might just be because I'm paying so much attention to it. You know, a watched pot never boils and all that. The Empire is still managing to hold itself together pretty well. You might even get a 4th reform pass at this rate. The stewardship of the Sorrow is in tatters because the Lisna is going completely out of control. I don't know if we've had the Bulwer Thunderdome yet. The fact there's still so many nations around suggests no, we haven't. Oh. The Sentinels are having a field day. Not often that they spill over. I find they tend to focus on the Forbidden Plains and maybe a bit over to the east, but this time they're coming out into Bulwer. Dangerous. But also on Admin Tech 2. 265, that's pretty far behind. I think even with their ridiculous mill buffs, it might be possible to beat them right now. The Cobalt Artificer settlement of Zurzamexia and the founding of Gomoport. Yeah, so these are some more of the releasable countries, like all this nonsense popping up over here. I have wanted to play as some of these countries in the past, but it's 1506. I'm not generally speaking willing to play the first 50 years of EU4 as a different country so that I can then pop on over to the New World. These guys get one province, a 1,000 crowns, and a fairly decent amount of manpower. And these guys, the same. Yeah. I can just drop a save down here. Gnome, Iraq, spawns. Drop a save here with these events up and then maybe come back to them in the future. Zerzamex here sounds very interesting. I have said I want to play some Cobalt countries, I just think that they're all in really terrible starting positions. You're spawning black flagged my units? Are you kidding me? Good thing I just made a save file so I can go back. That's cruel of the game. That's just cruel. These guys are exploring. Come on, leave them be. You gonna black flag my guys because a new country spawned in? What if it wasn't me who had that event, but someone else? Okay, we just gotta wait a second for them to move out of the way. I say a second. We're in... What kind of terrain are we in? Grassland? Oh, Gold Rush, nice. There we go. Now you can spawn in. And we get a mission fulfilled, I assume, for having tons of gold. Yeah, 400 gold gives us 100 years of plus 30 global settler increase. Love it. And then we get another 20 settler increase for 20 years. This colony needs to have at least 10 cities for us to complete that mission, and this side of the mission tree requires all the deving and stuff over here. I can build this fort now because I do have the money to support it. Speaking of money to support things, our colony is also feeling confident. They've started expanding over here. This unit is exiled. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I hate you. Genuinely. If I get mill access, can I unblack flag in your territory? No. Oh. And my fleet is still busy moving my main army back and forth. Ah, you are cruel and horrible. There is a land route. I guess I just ignore these guys for a little while. The westward fleet. Oh, Garwood is getting bonuses. Good for you. Okay, they've got one more back and forth trip to make. Oh, I completely did not even pay attention to the fact that this province needs to be protected. My bad. Do you survive this siege? We're getting 115 per year. That's a pretty good rate. Yes, there were enough people there for them not to get wiped out immediately. Okay. We'll need a couple more guys to send over there to keep that colony safe. In fact, we now have 3 colonists, means that we're kind of going to be stretched thin if we try to protect every single one of our colonies. At least if I still want to have an army around to do other stuff in the meantime. Oh, we can rival Aberfill, that's nice. We can also insult them so that we get power projection and get those extra monarch points. 11, 8 and 9. Our next election is in 1513. I do think now maybe I want to reduce the election terms so that I can get these guys. Like, once I've got a guy up to 666, I want as long an election term as possible so that I don't have to keep losing Republican tradition to re-elect him. But then when I get a new guy, I kind of want to go through it quickly so I can re-elect him and get that 666 status. We've lost a claim on Quine. It doesn't really matter anymore at this point, they're hardly our primary concern. We've rapidly moved on to other opportunities. Alright, you're still wandering over. And you're defending. No, don't do that. We want this guy's land. Can't take it from us. Their army is a complete non-issue, so let's split the stacks as much as possible and carpet siege. Oh, that's already being sieged down. Alright, we can take a decent amount of their country. Five Republican tradition, give me the monarch points. You head on over there by ship. Might as well. Take advantage of the fact I've got them right here. Side with the settlers, side with the Runeborn. Large tolerance decrease. 10 local development costs, some devastation, or bonus increase, a bit less devastation, but lots of unrest. And that is over here. Well, I've already got troops stationed here, so I don't really care about a bit of unrest. Once these guys land, can I, through this province, get to here? If I can take both of these and cut these guys off from taking anything. Nice. New Nemscott. We've now got another colony, colonial nation ready. Our settler can come down here. We'll have some troops down there to protect that soon enough. In fact, let's take 5 of you guys and bring you over here. Now, but can you get this? No, you can't. Okay, we'll have to settle for what we can get instead. You won't take this because demanding without occupying the fort. Well, the fort will fall to these guys if I can snatch up the stuff before they can once this fort falls. Let's encourage this, let them do as they please. Let us encourage this. We only need a little bit more money before we can embrace colonialism, and then I'll take the tech. 370 is pretty cheap. I'm getting cost reduced from the fort, from the reform, from ideas, neighbor bonus, gnome administration, artificers, brillites, and innovative. Pretty good. Minus 179. Oof. It won't let us take anything. Okay, who's getting there soonest? On the 9th, on the 9th, on the 11th, on the 10th, on the 11th. What if I give you the Conquistador with his free movement on the 8th? And we're going against these guys who get there. It doesn't say. No, on the 11th. Okay, so we get the province here. Yes, we get the province. Excellent. They did raise a couple of troops. I don't know why they didn't go and unsiege their own thing instead of running off and doing other nonsense. Yeah, there's just nowhere to explore. Alright, I've got mill axes over here, yeah? Good. In that case, the fleet can come and bring our guys back to where they were exploring before they got interrupted. And someone's just raided our coast. I clicked off the thing without even thinking about it, but I should have checked who and where. Research the next artifice. A view catcher for reform progress, diplomats, relations, spy detection, spy networks, or plus 0.2 infantry fire, plus 0.2 infantry shock for artificer regiments. We'll research that. At some point, the artificers are going to become very powerful. A point may be a little while off, but it will happen. Okay, and they've just pieced out. And as expected, couldn't take anything past the provinces we occupied. Oh, the Coronite Proclamation. Coronite is now enabled. So it begins. There it is, the first Coronite Reformation Center. Time for the Empire of Amanar to descend into complete chaos. I don't anticipate that I'm going to join the League War, but it's not out of the question. If Wex loses, I will absolutely jump on a chance to declare on the Emperor and disband the whole thing. In the meantime, reform. I've never actually done this, reformed into a different government type. I've always stuck with what I started with, except for playing a tribe and reforming into something new. Parliament. Parliament is good, it's also a hassle to manage. Institution embracement costs and max absolutism, it's nice. Ruling dino reduces, no longer increases influence, meh. Elections influence the estates, nah. Lose a huge amount of maximum absolutism. Attorney General, advisors increase 0.02 yearly repetition per level, cannot seize crown land, absolutely not. Residential system it is. Okay. These guys seem to be much more eager to colonize, which is good. Probably because they have a gold mine, so they're not struggling for money like the Ordnance Bay was. And in normal circumstances, that kind of naming scheme would be something I would criticize in world building. You're calling it new instead of new just because it's like gnome speak. But it kind of fits in Amberna. You know, there are places to do it. The art of naming stuff is a very difficult one. I do notice, you know, in stuff like this being the ruined sea, because this whole place got blown up, and then no ruin for North Ruined Sea and so ruined for South Ruined Sea. I love that. Absolutely love it. I remember I saw some criticism of Game of Thrones for how George R. R. Martin named the continents, that he named them Westeros and Esteros, or whatever the other one's called, and I don't get it. I don't get that as a criticism, because I think those are absolutely fantastic names. They sound fantasy enough for you to know that of course you're not hearing real names, but they've got enough of a tie to the real world for you to understand implicitly like what the names mean. I think it's great. I think it catches exactly the kind of feeling that they're going for. Laurent is attacking someone. Ellison. They're allied with Duran, Minaran Temple, and Rubenate. Do you need my help for that, really? The unit is exiled. What do you mean is exiled? I have military access in your lands. Absolute scumbag. I'm gonna take a colony over here just so that I can explore this damn place. Unexpected Explorer. Gains 4 of 10 traditional, gain 50 admin power. I'll take 50 admin power, thanks. Not this war, this war. Oh, come on, you don't need my help with this. They've got barely, what, 30, 40, 45,000 troops between them? Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Nepotism and the Artificer Guild is holding back our economy. Recently, our biggest artificer guilds are taking on less new personnel. Apparently, this is caused by fears that otherwise their own sons will be unable to have an assured place in the guild when they grow up. Whilst this normally wouldn't be concerning, it ends a period of industrial growth. And with the current amount of profits the artificers gain out of their workshop, it looks likely the industry can grow a lot more. Some suggest that we should end this nepotism by forcing the artificers to take on more personnel. However, this is heavily opposed by the representatives of the artificers, who see this as an unjust intrusion in their internal affairs and claim it would lead to ineffective hiring practices. As a third option in this problem of underproduction, we could sponsor brand new workshops indebted to us. So we let them, and they like us, but we miss out on opportunities. We force them when we get dev, or we sponsor some new workshops and we get dev without annoying them. We will force their hands. This fleet is close to starting to die off from attrition, but they're also close to a home port, so it's not an issue. 220, we've almost got enough money to embrace the institution, then we can take it up. We fulfilled a mission and we've got enough splendor. Give me the combat bonus on terrain of capital. What mission have we got? Fortify the peninsula for building that fort. Excellent. Will be a while before we can continue on this side of the mission branch, unfortunately. 12 death there, 15 death there. Base production 5. I do want to do all of these, but after I've teched up, see what monarch points I have left over. Let's put some of our diplomats to work. There's really no reason for them to be sitting around doing nothing. Okay, the explorer is still working his way down a long list. And this siege is going to take absolute ages. Jeez. Oh. I didn't expect their fleet to actually try and contest us. But fair enough, this is a fleet with no admiral and it's a bunch of transport ships. Our actual fleet is protecting trade as it should be. I also want to invest some money in new ships, but I want to get the institution first. What is the actual bonus for colonialism? Provincial trade power modifier plus 10%. That's okay. There's admin tech. And we can turn off all the edicts. Okay, next up we'll be building ships. Oh, Wesdam is the Emperor, no longer Vex. They've lost the Emperorship. Decisively, no one is voting for them and they don't have an electorate to vote for themselves. Ooh, it's bad for them. And a leadership change right before the Coronite Reformation rips the Empire apart anyway? That puts them in a fairly vulnerable position. Wisdom. I'll see how the situation develops before I decide whether I'm going to get involved myself and attack anyone. Oh, our general died. Hire a new one. And move him over onto the siege. David has rivaled us. Never good. Really like as little of their attention as I possibly can get. In the meantime, right, the mission. So 12 development here. Easy enough to do. Explorer needs to be sent out once again. I do wish there was just an Explore All button. They did a few updates for Stellaris where they introduced those kind of quality of life features, and I think... I mean, I know it's not really worth it anymore at this point with EU5 on the way in. There's no reason for them to put more features like that into EU4. But they still would be appreciated. All provinces in this whole area need base production 5. Let's turn on the development edict. That's kind of expensive. In fact, slightly too expensive. We come just short of being able to afford it. I'm fine being behind in Diplotech for a little while. It's not really the most important technology, and we've got more than enough colonial range anyway, so... ships being better is good, but unless you're playing against, like, England with their ridiculous navy bonuses, any level of ship strength really will do, you know? You're going to have a fleet so much bigger than the AI by default that they won't be able to really contest you in any way anyway. You can just beat them with pure numbers. Dev 15 in orbit. It's not a great province to be deving, I gotta say. Gold will now be produced there, nice. The Great Rebellion of it will be removed. Oh, we finally get done with that 30% admin efficiency penalty. Reducing your extension impact and core creation cost of non-core provinces. Yep. We've gained the conquest Caspalibo and Snor Turf. Now they finished enough colonies over there. And we have finished this colony over here. Excellent. Means we don't need to keep this fleet over here anymore. Okay, lots of things happening all at once. I'll come back to the missions in a moment. For now, let's get a diplomat. And tell me, can I full annex you? Yes. And no one will care because, well, there's no one out here to care, really. You come on over here. And we probably don't need to core all of this, do we? We've got 2 cores here already. So 3 provinces. 1, 2, and 3. And then that will be enough for a colonial nation to spawn. Oh, this is all wasteland, so it's not even that much for us to explore over here. There are these guys up here. I probably want to have control of for the trade. I mean, ultimately I want control of the entire continent for the trade. I can probably ship you guys down here. I did get an event of searching for whatever thing up here though. Just drop them off at a random province. They shouldn't get black flagged again. The explorer. Keep exploring, he's almost done. One more province here, and then we just need another 30 admin. Age of Green Tide is ending soon since colonialism has spawned. I think that's the trigger, right? One of the following. The year is 1560 or a major discovery in Aelantic has been made. Right. That was me finding the thingy, I'm pretty sure. Gardens of Doom. One of my provinces is called Gardens of Doom. Fascinating. Since my army is already over here, I might as well continue the conquest. Before anyone else starts making colonies over here and then getting upset when I've got too much AE. Okay, back to the mission tree in a moment. Got a couple of buildings in a rare moment where I've got money and no immediate draws on my finances. Would love a discipline guy, but we can't really afford a skill 3. So fort maintenance, that'll do. Alright, back to the missions. This requires furnaces, so that's an endgame mission when the Industrial Revolution is happening. And this wants space production 15 in Fortnum. If only they'd agreed to our offer way back earlier in the game, then we wouldn't have to deal with any of this hassle. They would have just become ours without any pain. Now lower to separate piecing people, good. It's gonna be a while before this colony has 10 provinces. This is gonna be their 6th here. Maybe after this region I should redirect some of my efforts towards helping them in this place. In fact, I've got a colonist available right now. I don't know why. They really really should be active whenever possible. Okay, this place right here. And colonist. Alright, you've dropped them off. Come over here, repair a little. You finally go back to searching. Took long enough. Can't believe they got black flagged when going out of this province. Oh, we're losing ships. Oh dear. I sent them too far away. And now we pay the consequences. Of course, now it also doesn't matter anymore in the slightest because I've got plenty of money to build new ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There we go. And then go over the whole thing again and put, well, what we can afford at least worth of galleys, which is not as much as I would like. We can seize land. Not everyone is loyal. The artificers need a little more. We've only got 5% of land left at this point. We've got enough crown land now that we're getting bonuses to reform progress growth. Is appreciated. I could summon the diet and get that last bit of loyalty immediately. Good, the colony of Eliand is doing well. And these guys have become self-sustaining. Send in the next one. And our statesman is died. Morale of navies, improve. Give me the improved relations guy, definitely. We're not gaining much AE anywhere, but we do gain some every now and then. So having that available is definitely valuable. I almost didn't notice this small nation here. They've got kind of hidden. I thought that was just part of Philvis. You guys are allied to them, and I don't want to be fighting them at the same time as these guys, so I won't co-belligerent them. They're only... Ah, they are... Your 2 free provinces are worth 51 war score? Def 15, Def 16, Def 10. That's amber enough for you. Random free province nation in the New World. It's got enough development that you can't even non-co-belligerent them. Okay, claim on the biggest province. Stop spy network. And then we are ready to go for another war. However, it is getting later on in the day. We've just passed the 3rd hour of the stream. So I think I will go ahead and call things there, and we can resume the next time. We've made some good progress today. We've gotten Vinau as our subject, who are now going out and colonizing for us. We are ready to declare war here and make more colonial nations. We are colonizing down here. We've got our own colonial nation on this island and in this region. We've managed to harmonize the Dragon Court and are making good progress on harmonizing the Canorian religion group, which I believe includes both the Region Court and Coronite, so we shouldn't have any issues when we expand into this area. It's all pretty good progress, and I look forward to next time. For now, let me save. And I don't think so, but let me have a quick look on Twitch, see if anyone I know is currently streaming. But it doesn't look like it. Oh, there's a few people on streaming EU4, so how about I direct you to one of those? I think that looks to be another VTuber. Alright, slash raid this dude. Not seen on number 4, but they're playing EU4. That should be fun. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoy the stream you're moving on to now. Have a good day, and goodbye.